All right, you're most welcome again. Let's now look at more examples of trigonometry. We are going up a little bit. We are now in for lesson 3. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I told you the subscription is a token of appreciation for this work to keep going. Okay, good. Now, the contact is there. You can hit my inbox in WhatsApp for any inquiry or any consultation, or you can send questions on that number. Okay, let's start off straight away. We have this example, lesson 3, example 1. Solve the following equations for values of theta between negative 180, for values of theta between negative 180 and positive 180. This. Okay, I will begin by first of all letting us understand what this means. If we have this like this upper side is for positive 180. Why? It's because once the angles are measured in that order, that is clockwise. Angles measured in that order, that is clockwise. Angles measured in that order, that is clockwise, are positive. Then angles measured in this order, that is anti-clockwise. They are, sorry, the angles, this one is anti-clockwise, positive, clockwise, negative. Angles which move, this one is a lane which we use to see. This one is the lane, that horizontal axis there. From this horizontal axis upwards, positive. From this horizontal axis downwards, negative. Now, this is what this range means. And on that very note, we shall come in for this. Shall bring back the other normal way we know, like this. And now you have theta 180 minus theta. Now, when as far as this range, since this side, this one is like a mirror. When you press here like this one 80. Once it goes in the negative side, the positive becomes a negative. So it will be a negative 180. It means that if you have here theta, even here you shall have negative theta. You can see that. Then if you have here 180 minus theta, then this one will be, okay, it is like having a negative outside, then 180 minus theta. This will be negative 180 plus theta. You can see that. So this will be now negative 180 plus theta. We are learning how we deal with different ranges. This one is a special one, and this is how we deal with it. I've explained. Okay, now we have this equation, tan squared theta plus tan theta equals to a 0. So therefore, what we do now, always, whenever you see tan, a trig function, and the next thing is a 0 without any counting number like 1, 2, 3. Then here, just the hint will be you factorize. So factorize here, common factor is tan. So therefore, tan theta factorize. What are we going to have? Shall remain with tan theta plus 1, you factorize. So this will give us now a what? A 0. Now since we have factorized, shall now say either tan theta equals to 0 degrees, or now this or I'll put it this side, or tan theta plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, good. Now what we're going to do, let's start with this case. That will be now theta is equal to a tan inverse of 0. Tan inverse of 0. So theta will be, tan inverse of 0 will just remain 0. Now, now here I have no way of making a follow-up because we are getting a tan inverse of a 0, but 0 doesn't have a side, whether positive or negative. So this one I'll leave it the way it is there. Then we shall come to this. Solve using algebra, this will be tan theta plus 1 minus 1 is equal to 0 minus 1. This will now give us tan theta is equal to negative 1. So theta is now equal to a tan inverse of 1. You all know that negative 1 helps you to know which quadrant. So this will be now theta is equal to tan inverse of 1. When your calculator will give you a 45. After that, now let's see, where is tan negative? Normal way. This is all student teachers cry. All student teachers cry. Where do we have tan as a negative? So all student, we have it as a negative there, teachers and there. So in the second and fourth quadrant, tan is a negative. Now shall now say theta is equal to, now let's respect. Here we have it in this, we have this answer, we want this answer. This 180 minus theta, but theta is 45. So 180 minus 45, that will be 135 degrees, comma. Then you have negative theta, which will be now negative 45 degrees, as simple as that. So now that will give us So you can now say, therefore, I'm concluding the answers on either way. Theta will be equal to, start with the 0, 0, so 0 degrees, comma, 135, comma, negative 45 degrees. There we are. Okay, that is the question done. Let's now come to this. They are saying a 2 cos squared theta plus a 3 cos theta plus 1 equals to 0. Now look at this. We have a trig function, and a counting number. Once you say trig function and a trig function and a counting number, just know you have, but whether trig function is squared and the other is not squared, then you just know we are in for a quadratic equation. And once there's a quadratic equation in this format, x squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then we can entertain this, the bulldozer. X is equal to negative b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. We shall employ that bulldozer method. It is acceptable here. So shall we say now solution, rewriting it to be now 2 cos squared theta plus 3 cos theta plus 1 equals to 0. Bring in your bulldozer. From bulldozer, our a is 2, our b is 3, and our c is 1. Now from bulldozer, I have that x. Now we have x because here it is in terms of x. Here we have now cos. So we shall now say cos theta is equal to, put a negative b, so it will be negative 3, a plus or minus, introduce a square root, bring back your b, that is 3, minus 4, put in the a is 2, put in the c is 1, over a 2 into what? Into a, but a is 2, like that. So now cos theta will be now equal to, now you go and press that on your calculator. You must be knowing how we calculate or how we press. You must be knowing how we press this equation into the calculator. Okay, so now to press that in the calculator, what you do, for those having calculators, you go and press mod button. Mod button until when you see that word equation, it is on number 1, you press it. Then from there, you will see the unknowns 2, 3. You press this play button on the right. Then they will give you degrees. It is degree 2, power 2 means, power means a degree, so degree 2. They will be asking you put a, our a is 2. Put b, our b is 3. Put c, our c is 1. The next will be the answers. So cos theta is equal to negative 0.5, comma, cos theta is also equal to, because there are always 2 answers, okay, negative 1. So those are the 2 answers we are having. Okay. Now, let us proceed. Now, we have 2 cases, this side and this side. And these are the very examples we began with. You know what to do here? All right. So, you're going to say here, theta is equal to a cos inverse of 0.5. The negative one tells you the quadrant. So, theta is equal to a cos inverse of 0.5 is 60, like that. Now, from the range we have, all right, I'll put it here like this. The range I have, which is from negative 180 to positive 180. This is how we treat the mathematics. Theta 180 minus theta negative 180 plus theta 360. Sorry, not 360, but will just be negative theta. I explained how that comes about. Now, where we have cos as a negative, so all student cos is a negative there and here. So in the second and third quadrant, cos is a negative. So theta will be now equal to, the first stick is 180 minus 60. That will be 120 degrees, comma. The next part is negative 180 plus 60. On your calculator, this will give you negative 120. A negative 120 degrees. Like that. This side, remember there are always 2 answers. Why 2 answers? We have degree 2. Okay, so let's come this side. This will now be theta is equal to a cos inverse of just 1. And now your theta will be as good as a cos inverse of 1 is 0 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. But please, you press on your calculator, make sure it is in your radians. All right. So you shall have a cos inverse of 1. Yep, it is a 0. So if it is a 0, so now theta will be equal to, sorry, let's bring in these circles of ours, which help us understand this magic. Now this will be, have theta 180 minus theta negative 180 plus theta, then you have negative theta. Where do we have cos as a negative? I think just this very repetition, there and there. So our theta will be 180 minus theta, that's 180 minus 0, it will be 180, comma, negative 180 plus 0 will be negative 180. Maybe here, the way you can conclude this one is, since they're all similar, but this one is supposed to be at the negative, you can just write like this. Acceptable. Even here, you can just write like this. You can just write like this. Theta is equal to positive negative 180. Now your final answer, you can say, therefore, theta is equal to positive negative 120, comma, positive negative 180, like that. As simple as that. Now, please, what you must know is, here they've only changed the range, but even if it is from 0 to 360, you do the same way, and you know what to do as per every range. What changed here was only the range, and maybe to see that whenever you have a trig function with a squared, when the other is not squared, and the counting number, you use bulldozer method to solve that. When you have a trig function squared and the other not squared, but next is a 0, then you factorize. All right. All right, so let's proceed. We have another example, part B, 4 cos cubed d is equal to cos theta. So what you do, you always begin by collecting like terms. Bring the, this is cos, you bring them together, then you see what next. So we shall now say solution. This will now be a 4 cos cubed theta minus cos theta is equal to 0. I've collected like terms. And then I said, when you have a trig function and a 0, factorize. So factorizing, common factor will be cos theta into, we shall remain with 4 cos squared theta minus 1 is equal to 0. Having done that, you go in the either part. So either values of theta in the range negative 180, the theta, yes, that's the range you're using. So either now shall say, either cos theta is equal to 0 or 4 cos squared theta minus 1 is equal to 0. That's what happening. Now here I have this. That will be now theta is equal to a cos inverse of 0. So now theta will be, let's try to see, what does a cos inverse of 0 give us in simple terms? Now that will be a cos inverse of 0. A cos inverse of 0 is giving us a 90 degrees. And still, I'll leave it as a 90. Why? This one doesn't have a sign that I now will be able to see which quadrant it lies. A 0 doesn't have a sign. Is it a positive? Is it a negative? No. It doesn't have a sign. So I'll leave it as 90. Yeah, like that. So come to this. 4 cos squared theta minus 1. So collect like terms. Let this one go the other side. That will be 4 cos squared theta is equal to 1. All right. That will mean that a cos squared theta is equal to, okay, is equal to, okay, can we just divide both sides? Okay, is equal to 1. So divide by 4. This will go with that. So now we remain with cos squared theta is equal to a quarter. You all know when you have this, it will now be cos squared theta is equal to 1 over 4. Introduce a square root, introduce a square root. This 2 goes out with that. So you have that cos theta is equal to positive negative a half, like that. Positive negative a half. There are 2 answers, and we must get the answers for each. So I will say here when, I'll begin with this, when cos theta is equal to positive a half. Theta, get the inverse. Theta is equal to, I began with the one with the positive part. Theta is equal to cos inverse of positive a half. Okay. So now shall say that theta will be equal to cos inverse of positive a half will give us a 60. Now let's go and obey the range. We go now and obey the range. So from the circles we have in here, you realize that here we have theta, We have 180 minus theta. We have negative 180 plus theta. Then you have negative theta. Where do you have cos as a positive? All student teachers cry. That's where it will be. So now your theta will be equal to, the theta is welcomed, 60 again, comma, then negative 60. So that's the reflection that can bring. Okay, also when cos theta is equal to negative half. Please, you must handle both cases. Most students make mistakes. After getting a root of a quarter, they will just go directly with positive half. Then some answers. Okay, so cos theta is equal to negative half. So you shall say theta is equal to a cos inverse of a half, like that. So theta will again still be 60. But now this negative is one which will make the science to change. So back our circles here. So we have here theta, have here 180 minus theta. We have negative 180 plus theta. We have negative theta. So where do we have cos as a negative? All student teachers. So here and there. So to be our answer, theta will be equal to 180 minus 60. That is 120. Comma, negative 180 plus 60. Negative 120 degrees. So now that will be the answer for that area. That is the answer for this area, but you must conclude. Remember, we also had this answer. So come and say, therefore, theta will finally be equal to, you can start with the lowest. Where is the lowest? You can start with 90 maybe. 90, comma. I told you, this is positive, negative. You can do it as positive, negative 60, comma. They are the same, but positive, negative. So it can be positive, negative 120 degrees. That's how we solve that. Okay, lastly, let's look at this. Tan theta minus sin theta is equal to 0. We have this, so therefore what we're going to do here. Now, we need to solve this, but look at this. This is a tan. It is a tan. In fact, another thing I can tell you is, before you solve a trigonometric equation, they must be similar. Like here I have cos, you can solve. But here I have tan and sine. I must find a way of making them a bit similar by expressing this in the form of solution. Remember tan, we said tan is same as sine theta over cos theta. Okay, minus sine theta is equal to 0. Next, multiply through by cos theta. Multiply through by cos theta. So this will be the cos of theta times the sine of theta over cos of theta minus the sine of theta times the cos of theta equals to 0 times the cos of theta. Multiplying all through by that cos theta so that we make a linear equation like that. So finally we shall have a sine of theta minus sine theta cos theta. This must all give us a what? A 0. Now, having reached here, what you're going to do, still, trig function and a 0, factorize. So this will be a sine of theta, brackets, 1 minus cos theta. This must give you a 0. You know what next? Either or. So shall I say either the guy outside the bracket, sine theta, either sine theta is equal to 0, or this guy here, the 1 minus the cos theta is equal to 0. Come to this. You see that now theta is equal to a sine inverse of 0. And now theta will be, sine inverse of 0 is, okay, I think 0. But you have to use a calculator. So that will be a sine inverse. A sine inverse sine inverse of 0 is 0 degrees. I'll not bother myself with this. Why? It's because this one, 0, doesn't have a sign on it. I'll come to the side. So 1 minus this, now you can take this the other side. That will be 1 is equal to 0 plus a cos theta. I'm taking the other side. And once you cross the equal sign, the negative becomes a positive. And that will be in simple terms that 1 is equal to cos theta. Therefore, cos theta is just equal to 1. So theta is equal to a cos inverse of 1. So theta will be equal to what? Cos inverse of 1. Cos inverse of 1 is 0. Okay. Cos inverse of 1 is 0. Now, what we're going to do, let's now go and respect the range. Respect the range. Respecting the range. Okay. Allow me put it here. Okay. This will be now theta 180 minus theta negative 180 plus theta negative theta. So where do we have, here we have this was a positive 1. Cos is a positive here and there. So therefore our answer, oh, it's funny. Our answer will be theta is equal to 0 and even negative 0, but we shall leave it as that. Now our final answer when we conclude, this is a funny number. Anyway, theta is just equal to, I'm seeing here is 0 and again a 0. So 0 degrees. I'll leave it as that. Please don't forget to subscribe. Right.